This is Washburn, North Dakota, 40 miles north of Bismarck. It's the boyhood home of Clint Hill. Now, Clint Hill walks us back through time and into some of the most iconic scenes of U.S. history from November 22nd, 1963. Hill was working as a Secret Service agent when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. Hill sat down with me during a recent visit back to his hometown to talk about that day.
We had just come through a very big crowd in downtown Dallas on Main Street, and we were about to go onto a freeway which would take us to the Trade Mart where the president was going to make a speech.
They never got there. That's Clint Hill beside the presidential limo in Dallas.
I heard this explosive noise over my right shoulder. I looked across the back of the president's car, and I saw him grab at his throat and move to his left. I knew he was in trouble. I jumped from the follow-up car and started to run to get to the presidential car. Third shot I heard and I felt because it hit the president in the head, right above the right ear toward the rear. And then it was such an explosive impact that the wound spewed out blood and brain matter and blood and bone fragments. And that came all over me and all over the back of the car. And when that happened, Mrs. Kennedy got up in the trunk. She was trying to retrieve some of that material from the right rear of the trunk. She didn't even know I was there. I grabbed her and I put her in the back seat, and the president's body then fell into her lap.
Then Hill kept his body in the line of fire to protect the president and first lady from any further gunfire, but it was too late.
Casket of carrying the body of President Kennedy is being transferred to an ambulance.
It was years later, in 1975, when Hill retired from the Secret Service, that he revealed a terrible burden that had been haunting him for years. He felt responsible for the death of President Kennedy.
You got there in less than 2 seconds, Clint. You couldn't have gotten there. You surely don't have any sense of guilt about that.
Yes, I certainly do. I have a great deal of guilt about that.
Hill's biographer says it all led to a battle with depression and alcohol that lasted for years.
He told me for about 7 years he cut himself off from everybody, basically curled up on a couch in his basement with a bottle of scotch and a carton of cigarettes.
Now, nearly 50 years after JFK's assassination, Hill has learned to live with it, but he still hasn't completely forgiven himself.
I still have a sense of responsibility and guilt, but something I have to live with.
Haven't come to terms with that. I mean, it's been
Not
pointed
completely.
out you can't.
That I did what I could do based on everything, but I still have that sense that I should have been able to do more. Because it was our job to protect the president. We failed.
From Washburn, North Dakota, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.